Welcome everybody to ShonMiguel Does Montana. I wanted to give you guys a look at the house I grew up in. As you can see here, this is the view from my lawn from where I grew up. If you look down this road here, you can see it kind of move out of the way. There's a road right up here called Moose Hollow. All throughout my life I don't think I've ever seen a moose, but maybe someday. When I talk about Montana, I talk about the hood, the ghetto, and actually I refer to Montana as the gravels. As you can see on this road right here, there's gravel. Anywho, here's the house I grew up in. Let me step back a second. My parents are going through major renovations right now. They've been living in Europe, Colorado, and Oregon for quite a while. So the house has been maintained, but they plan on fixing it up. As you can see from this concrete slab here, they're going to build on an extra bedroom for them and just fix the siding and basically redo the whole thing. So this house was built in 1984 or so, costing about $150,000. Back then it was about $3,000 per acre. Today it's probably around $30,000 an acre, and the house is probably worth $400,000. So you're looking about $1 million property, which is pretty cool. But back in the day, over in this area over here, we used to have a little ice rink we used to play around with, and over here we'd had a volleyball net we used to play with, and this is where I'd fine-tune my skills in soccer. But down over here we have our barn with all this land. We have about 16 acres right here. This barn was used to house llamas we had back in the day. Yeah, and llamas actually do spit and actually love weeds, so it's kind of a perfect combination. And as I walk down here, you can see the garage a little more. As you can see right here, I had a full basketball court, which was pretty cool. So this is where I fine-tuned my skills. And we had about a 3-car garage. You can see kind of over in this corner, this is where my parents have their RV, and they're building a little RV garage. This is pretty cool too. You can see our front door. It's got a little picture of a moose. It's kind of interesting. A guy that used to work for my parents painted that. So let's go take a look at the barn, which I haven't seen in a while. So this is exclusive. Let's see if I can get through the gate. Hopefully I won't fall down. There's a trailer we used for the llamas, which we never really did anything with. Another trailer we used to move our lawnmower and such. Here's a couple cars. I think this is my brother's old car that my parents reclaimed, and my dad's old RX-7. Looks like it's got a dent in it. This over here was like the feeding troughs for the llamas. You can see it's wood right now, but back in the day we had wood. Hay back there. And this is where they used to go in and then feed. And this whole thing's fenced off for the llamas. There's gates everywhere, so they couldn't get out. And let me see if I can get in to the barn. I don't know if I want to get in there. There's probably bees and stuff. Let's just take a gander real quick. Sorry about the Blair Witchness. This barn, dang. There's not much in here right now. It's actually fairly cleaned out. We used to put the lawnmowers in here and all the other stuff we needed to house for the winter time. So let's go back upstairs. There's just some more view of the land. It's funny how things are a lot smaller when you grow up. Back in the day, this stuff used to be big to me. So you can see on the house, all those little holes are from woodpeckers. And what you do is you put like little pieces of fence over the holes so they can't poke through. I actually heard one this morning. So this is actually my new car. Those who haven't seen it, Audi A4. It's kind of nice buying stuff when you don't have a job. I actually just built this yesterday. I actually do get my hands dirty from time to time. My dad wanted a retaining wall. They're redoing this whole lawn, so they really wanted someone to come in like a retaining wall. This is when it rains and the snow melts, all of it goes down there. As you can see, I built this little wall right here, rock wall, by my little hands. There's a little dog house right here. We used to have 2 dogs growing up, Ebony and Jordan. They used to have a little enclosed fence right here too to stay with. And this is a cool part. This deck was pretty popular back in the day. It's kind of run down now, but we used to have lunches and dinners there all the time. It's still a little old, but it still works. As you can see, this monster satellite. We didn't really have cable or satellite till I was about in high school, but even then this thing was a monster. You could hear it move during the night. So you can barely see through here. When you hear me talk about the house, I talk about our 3-story play structure. And let me try to get a little closer. It's torn down now because it's so old and kids would play on it. And the thing would basically